What are my legal rights when dealing with the CRA? Oh my, where do we begin? The right to remain silent, the right to tell them to F off, the right to put no trespassing notices on your property, the right to call the cops when they're bugging you, the right to file criminal charges, the right to sue them, the right to hire us to hunt them down at home so that you can file criminal charges against them, sue them. Because remember this, everybody, it's illegal to dox somebody. You can't just dox, but it's not illegal to put their home address and their bra size and their bank account information and their PIN number and their phone number. It's not illegal to put all of their information into a lawsuit, because as soon as you file that lawsuit, it is now a public document which you are allowed to publish. As soon as the court stamps it, you can publish it anywhere. You can make photocopies of it and give it out in their neighborhood. That's legal. That is legal. Think about that, everybody. Alrighty. So, can I refuse to answer certain questions or provide specific documents? Yeah, you have the right to remain silent. Shut up. Do not give the CRA any information. Why would you answer their questions? Every time an auditor comes to your place, they're just looking for a way to frighten you and tell you, oh, no, you did this wrong. They want you to feel guilty. Really. Remember, I was cracking a joke saying, why don't you guys do what I did? Laser pointer, I can't say the words because TikTok will get upset, but that's what I was doing. I did that inside of an audit once where these auditors came to a friend's office and they said, well, we just can't be treated this way anymore. And they left on their own. Yeah. So it's my laser pointer. It was his office. I was invited to be the spokesman for the, not spokesperson, the spokesman for the company, which I was, and I spoke with a laser pointer. Ooh, I had a good time with that. Going to admit that to you. It was a lot of fun. You've got the right to do these things. Stop talking. Stop sharing private information about yourselves. Like everybody under 35. Let me just address all of you right now. I'm actually frightened for you with how much information all of you are willing to give away just because somebody puts a camera in front of you. How many times have you seen like young girls under 25 ruin their lives where some guy they don't know walks up, hey, have you ever cheated on your boyfriend? Boom, and they put the phone in their face. Oh yeah, like 6 times. He didn't know. Do you think he's not going to see it? It is remarkable how eager everybody is to talk about aberrant behavior on social media, but also how eager the generation above that is to divulge to the CRA how much money you make and where it is and your home address and how much you owe on the place and how much you spent on the place and how much money you make part-time. What is going on with all of you? Stop talking. Look, I'm a public figure. You guys hear me tell you all kinds of stories. You really do, all right? But have you ever heard me divulge my bank account information to you, or whom I'm sleeping with, if anyone, or who I'm dating on a part-time scale or a full-time scale? Do you hear me tell you any of this stuff? Do you guys hear me tell you exactly how much money I make? Do you guys hear me telling you where I bank? I would never divulge all this information, ever. I don't divulge the names of family members, not a single solitary one. I don't pose for photos with friends. I don't have friends anymore, but that's by choice, and that's next week's topic. But I don't pose with people whom I don't want to have associated with me so that they don't get harmed by the left-wing losers out there. I'm private enough that I don't mind being a public figure. And all of you need to adopt the same ideology. Stop talking about your personal stuff. Unless you're a podcaster and you've got a public persona out there, stop talking, please. All right, everyone, save your questions for the second half of the show. And here's the other follow-up question to number 5 is, do I have the right to representation before I deal with an agent? You have the right to have a lawyer present for anything. If you go to McDonald's and the girl says, would you like fries with that burger? You can say, hold on, talk to my lawyer. And your lawyer could walk over and say, my client will have large fries with 2 shakes of salt. Your lawyer can represent you for anything. You are allowed to have a lawyer present for everything in your life. Why would you talk to the CRA without representation? My God, people, of course you can have representation. It doesn't matter if the CRA says you can't have a lawyer. If they tell you that, that's a crime. That's obstruction of justice. File criminal charges, for God's sakes.